Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dreamality. Welcome to this year's Best of E3 video. Today I'm talking about the games from E3 that impressed me, surprised me, and are generally the ones that I'm looking forward to the most. Keep in mind, this is E3. Everything is subject to change, for better or worse. With that said, let's have some fun and kick things off with number 10. Finally, after 5 years of waiting, we have finally received another trailer of Cyberpunk 2077. 2 thumbs up for the delivery as well. The trailer was wild and gave a small taste of what we can expect. Unfortunately, only a select few were able to see some gameplay behind closed doors. Overall, the response to that gameplay was very positive, and now we know a bit more about what kind of game Cyberpunk is aiming to be. Some of the details include it being RPG focused, having shooter elements, multiple ways to play through levels, character creation, customization, vehicles, day and night cycles, a weather system including acid rain. One of the biggest surprises though is the game will be played through a first-person perspective. I like the concept, I like the setting, and of course, am a fan of CD Projekt Red, the team that brought us the Witcher games. Now the wait continues as there is no release date.
Every day we rise from dust to choose between bad and worse.
My 9th pick goes to Dying Light 2, which really surprised me. I wasn't a big fan of the first game, but after what we saw at E3, the sequel has my attention. The game takes place 15 years after the first game. Choices come into play this time around, and your choices will affect the game world and story. At E3, they showed 2 different sides of the same mission and the results of the player's choices. Here's a pretty big name, Chris Avellone, who you may know from Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic 2, Fallout New Vegas, Divinity Original Sin 2, is helping create this story, which is a good sign. There is still a lot left to be seen, but as far as zombie games go, this one seems to be taking a step in the right direction. Traversal looks fun, the visuals look good, but more than anything, the world building has me interested. Drifting in at number 8 is Forza Horizon 4. I really enjoy this series, driving around the open world, taking in the beautiful scenery, while listening to awesome music is a very relaxing experience. The major selling point at this year's E3 was the inclusion of weekly seasons. The game world will change from summer to autumn to winter, you get the idea. Supposedly the seasons will affect the gameplay. The map is about the same size as Horizon 3's, but this time it's set in the UK. At E3 they touched on some additions to the Horizon life. You're going to be able to buy properties, get a job, and there are going to be more customization options for your avatar. I'm curious how that's all going to play out. Horizon 4 offers an online shared open world between the entire community, which sounds like it could be a lot of fun. But worry not, of course there's still an offline option. Isn't it nice not being forced to play online? Forza Horizon 4 is set to release October 2nd of this year.
There we go. So let's see if that's
body language is really selling it there. Wow.
Dreams is a game about imagination and creating. It's the next game from the creative folks of Media Molecule, who you may know from the awesome and charming Little Big Planet series. Like the Little Big Planet games, the player has the freedom to create just about whatever they want, but it looks like Dreams offers even more variety and accessibility. You can create levels, characters, animations, videos, music, games. You can even add your own voice in the game. It's one of the more difficult games to explain because the game offers so much and has a ton of potential. If it looks and sounds interesting, this one is definitely worth watching some of the interviews to see for yourself. I look at it and think, I am going to create the greatest masterpiece of all time. Let's be realistic, that probably won't be the case, but even if my works aren't great, I do love creating, and I know the community will make some amazing levels. A lot of work is still going into the game, and so far only a beta is planned for this year.
and the skies rained missiles, and the ground burned to ash, and the seas boiled, and people turned into shadows.
Metro Exodus is the third installment in the Metro video game series. Like the first two games, it is a single-player first-person shooter. Returning as the main protagonist, Artyom is traveling Russia via train in search of new life in this post-apocalyptic world. This time we'll be seeing open levels that are larger than the biggest open levels of the previous games. There is a main story to follow as well as side missions, a good amount to explore, resources to collect, weapons and equipment to upgrade and customize. Choosing to play during the game's night or daytime will affect the gameplay. For example, at night there may be more mutants, or during the day human enemies may be out exploring the map, leaving their bases less defended. Metro Exodus' script is more than twice the size of Metro 2033's Metro Last Lights and all of the DLC scripts combined. This is a world I want to explore, and I'm happy we're getting more Metro. Mark your calendars because Metro Exodus is set to release February 22nd of next year. Spyro is back in the Reignited trilogy. Developer Toys for Bob is recreating the PlayStation 1's classic trilogy, and Spyro has never looked so good. At E3 for the first time, we got to see some gameplay. They showed off some of the first game's levels. This isn't a one-to-one remake, some things have changed, some things still need tweaking. I'm staying cautiously optimistic. I like that the dragons are unique and each have their own personalities. It adds some charm and is definitely an improvement over the originals. The Spyro trilogy is one of my childhood games. This is the remake I have been waiting for so long. I hope the game runs well and does the originals justice. So far, I'm very happy with what I've been seeing. I cannot wait to see more and am thrilled to pick up this game September 21st of this year. Set to release sometime next year, Ori and the Will of the Wisps is my fourth pick. The first game, Ori and the Blind Forest, is one of my favorite platformers ever, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. The gameplay is getting some changes and additions. Ori will have new abilities like being able to burrow through sand, combat has been reworked to make it more engaging, and now there will be NPCs in the world giving side quests. The devs have said the story will have those emotion-filled moments, so get ready for those. At E3 we got a trailer and got to see some gameplay. The first game was very fun, challenging, and beautiful. Beautiful to look at and listen to. There were many moments I would stop and just appreciate the art. This looks like it's going down the same path, and I can't wait. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate owns a place on this list because it's Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo Switch. What else needs to be said? Well, Nintendo shared a long look at Smash Bros. During their E3 Direct. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a new game, not a port. There are many changes, a lot of technical stuff that I'm sure the competitive players are interested in. A couple of new characters have been announced, including Ridley, which is awesome. Oh, and for the first time, every character from every Smash Bros. Game is here. That makes the roster currently have over 66 fighters. There isn't a set number on stages yet, but over 83 stages have been spotted. 66 fighters, 83 stages, it's madness. With the ease and versatility of the Switch, I'm looking forward to playing online, seeing what modes are in the game, and most of all, I'm looking forward to having a great time. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is set to release December 7th of this year.
This is not how I imagined my first day.
Were there any moments of this year's E3 that had you jump out of your seat? Not with anger, but with joy? Well, that moment for me was the reveal of Resident Evil 2. I had no idea this game was in the works, and I thought they were showing a VR title, not a Resident Evil game. They completely fooled me with that introduction. A VR title, I couldn't be more off. After I connected the dots, I was so happy. Not only did we see a trailer, but they also shared some gameplay, and it is looking awesome. I'm a huge fan of survival horror, and we are going back to the survival horror roots. Supplies will be scarce. Even the basic zombies are tough, not just one shot, one kill. This isn't just a remake of the original game. It's a reimagining of it. We are still returning to Raccoon City playing as Leon S. Kennedy on a horrible first day to start being a police officer. We're also going to be playing as Claire Redfield. The game is set to release on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC January 25th of next year. Before we get to that #1 spot, here are a couple honorable mentions.
Hey, what's your status?
Me? Just trapped in a prison with every criminal I've put away in the last 8 years. No biggie.
Without a doubt, my game of the show is Marvel's Spider-Man. I almost didn't include this in the running because it was my game of the show last year, but what can I say, the game continues to deliver. After E3, this is easily the game I'm most excited for many reasons. We got more of a look at combat, which looks fun. We got to hear some of Spidey's dialogue while he's fighting, classic Spider-Man cracking jokes. They revealed more villains that are going to be in the game, and of course, a very important cherry on top, we finally got to see what it looks like to free roam in this Spider-Man game. Free roaming New York City in a Spider-Man game, swinging from building to building is crucial to the experience, and I gotta say, it looks like a lot of fun. This is Marvel's version of New York City, so fellow superhero fans, you're going to be recognizing some locations, like Avengers Tower and the Wakandan Embassy, which I, for one, think is pretty cool. I've said this before, but growing up, Spidey was my favorite hero. Throughout the years, I've played and completed a ton of Spider-Man games, a lot of which were bad. Well, I wasn't a fan of many of them. This looks like the Spider-Man game I have always wanted. And the best part is, Marvel's Spider-Man is set to release September 7th of this year. Will you look at that, we made it to the conclusion. I enjoyed this year's E3. There were a lot of good-looking games I can't wait to see more of, and games I want to try for myself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of the games that made it on this list. And I would love to hear what games you're looking forward to. You know the deal, there are no wrong answers, so share your thoughts, I would love to hear them. And of course, thank you for watching. Just a couple more things here. My next review is going to be of Mario Tennis Aces. I don't know if you noticed, but we have passed the 1,000 subscriber milestone, which is absolutely incredible. A very big thank you to all of you. You are all awesome. I want you to know that there is a video in the works. I can't wait to share it with all of you. And for now, we'll leave it at that. I will see you all soon, and thanks again.